You've been lied to about how to get rich in real estate, because there are a million ways to make $1 million in real estate, but here's the dirty little secret. They're not for you. You only need one, and when you get it right, you can ignore the rest. Actually, you need 5 ones. You need 1 target market, 1 lead source, 1 conversion method, 1 investing strategy. And I'll give you the last one at the end, the one that makes the difference between struggling and absolutely crushing it in real estate. But how do you pick the right ones? Well, let's go through it. First, let's tackle your target market. You might be thinking, like most aspiring investors do, that your local market is too saturated or way too competitive to find good deals. And I get it. Real estate can feel like a very crowded space. But here are 3 truths. Your competition, they're not doing what you think they're doing. I mean, half of them don't even answer the phone. Another 25% never follow up. And while you're busy looking for greener pastures, someone else is eyeing the opportunities right where you are. Here's what you need to know about human nature, and you can bet on it. 1, we're lazy. 2, we take the path of least resistance. And 3, we're inconsistent. Once you understand that, you'll realize that there really isn't much competition. There's more than enough to go around. And think of it this way. A crowded market actually means demand. It means people want to live there. Rents are probably strong and property values are likely to keep rising. So instead of seeing competition as a barrier, see it as proof that you're looking in the right place. All right, so let's dive into some basic principles for choosing your target market. First, look for growth areas. Focus on places where population and job growth are happening. I mean, more people moving in and businesses expanding. That's what I'm talking about. That's your signal that demand for housing is about to surge. Even in competitive markets, the highest growth areas have gaps and overlooked opportunities just waiting to be found. And here's a quick tip. Check U-Haul's growth index page. It shows where people are leaving. You'll see there the blue states in that interactive map. And where they're flocking to, that would be the orange states. That's where the action is. Next, consider affordable entry points. So look for neighborhoods where property prices hover right around the median price, or maybe a little slightly below for that market. These areas usually have the most activity and the most stable rental numbers. Often, the best deals are hiding just outside the hottest zip codes, pockets that others aren't paying attention to. Then think about economic diversity. Markets with only 1 big employer, way too risky. 1 setback and it all crumbles. But in a market with diverse economic drivers, you get stability, even when competition heats up. And here's a big one. Focus on landlord-friendly states. Not all states are equal when it comes to landlord laws. Choose areas with regulations that favor property owners. It's a game changer that keeps you in control even in a saturated market. There's a little tip here, stay away from Washington, Oregon, and California for sure. Now let's talk about the real game changers, your lead source, conversion method, and investing strategy. Most investors fail because they don't play to their strengths. But that's nothing compared to what happens when you pick the wrong lead source, the wrong conversion method, and ultimately the wrong investing strategy. Here's the reality. They struggle because they try to change who they are to match whatever strategy they've chosen. And sure, I mean, with enough persistence, they might make it work. But why do so many still struggle? Why do they all quit? Why do they fail? It's because they're going against their real estate DNA. Do you know your real estate DNA? Or are you still forcing yourself into a strategy that doesn't feel right? Let me break it down. If you're an introvert, does it make sense to generate leads by networking or knocking on doors? No, that violates your real estate DNA. I learned this one the hard way. I mean, when I started, I was cold calling, I was door knocking, wondering why I wasn't getting anywhere. I was trying to be someone I wasn't. But when I aligned my approach with my DNA, everything changed. Or try this. Maybe you're soft-spoken and empathetic. You've got sympathy for sellers. Well, does it make sense to practice hard closing sales techniques? No. Pretending to be someone else is exhausting. And then what if you're busy and don't have a lot of free time? Well, taking on short-term rentals might not be the best fit. I mean, with all the guest management and 24/7 demands, your sanity is at stake here. The answers are obvious when we put it this way, yet people say yes to these mismatches every single day, chasing a version of success that doesn't suit them. Never do this. I mean, what were we thinking? But here's the good news. When you align your lead source, your conversion method, and your investing strategy with your unique real estate DNA, everything changes. Suddenly, those Actions that once felt like a grind become effortless. Your confidence, it goes up, and so do your results. I'm inviting a handful of serious investors to join me next week. And spots are filling up fast because we're diving deep into this real estate DNA assessment in my new apprentice program. And it's not your typical coaching program either. I wouldn't even call it a coaching program because I'm going to be setting them up to start right and fast with some operating capital. I mean, what coaching program gives them capital to operate? I'm going to give them motivated seller leads that are ready to sell today. And I'm going to support them to help them close their deals until they feel comfortable doing it on their own. They'll be earning while they're learning. If you're ready to crack your own real estate DNA code and find out what works for you, check out epicapprentice.com. Now, the fifth and final piece, the one that pulls it all together, your 1-year commitment. This is where almost everybody fails. I mean, the people that fail, this is the biggest reason probably. They jump from one strategy to another, always chasing the next shiny object without sticking with anything long enough to see real results. But when you commit to your real estate DNA strategy for a full year, that's when the magic happens. Consistency amplifies your efforts, turning small wins into massive gains. Listen, if you get this wrong, you'll keep wasting time on strategies that don't fit. Imagine spending months more, or even years, chasing leads, attending seminars, and throwing money at every hot strategy out there, only to find yourself back at square one. It's exhausting and demoralizing to pour your time and energy into something that never seems to click. You'll be running on a treadmill of frustration, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere fast. And let's be honest, you don't have time to waste when your goal is financial freedom. Second, you'll burn through your resources faster than you think. Without understanding your strengths, you'll make costly mistakes that drain your bank account and burn your budget. Whether it's pouring money into marketing that doesn't reach the right audience or investing in properties that aren't suited for your skill set, every wrong move, it chips away at your profits. You might even get to a point where you're constantly playing defense, just trying to recover from financial losses instead of building wealth. The faster you burn through cash, the harder it becomes to dig yourself out of that hole. And third, you'll lose confidence in yourself and your abilities. I mean, let's face it, real estate can be brutal if you're not aligned with your natural strengths. When you keep hitting dead ends or missing opportunities because your strategies don't resonate with who you are, it starts to take a toll on your confidence. You begin to doubt your own potential, questioning if you have what it takes to succeed in this game. That doubt is the killer, because the moment you stop believing in yourself is the moment your dream of real estate freedom begins to slip away. And these aren't just minor inconveniences, they're the roadblocks that can completely derail your journey to financial independence. But the good news is, they're all avoidable when you crack your real estate DNA code. And then, no more wasted time, no more costly mistakes, and no more self-doubt holding you back. It means you're playing the game that you were meant to play, with strategies that feel natural and effortless. And when it all clicks, that's when you start to see the results that you've been chasing. So here's the deal. Before you throw more money at another course or another seminar or another so-called expert telling you what to do, make the investment in yourself. Join us at epicapprentice.com to unlock your real estate DNA code and take control of your future, and join a group of serious investors who are ready to play this game on their terms, and you can play it on yours. Because at the end of the day, the only way to truly win and get there the fastest in real estate is to be yourself. Your DNA holds the key to your success. Unlock it, and the game changes forever. And then you can take it a step further and join the wealthy 1% of society by embracing two things that the other 99% avoid like the plague. I lay it out in this video right here for you to watch next, revealing the secret strategies that wealthy investors use to amplify the results even more. So check it out. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Take care.